Hi everybody. If you go into the previous videos, you'll see that I had a couple of videos uploaded about story time. And I have a recent story that I'd like to share. And it's involving a cemetery, a local cemetery. Now this cemetery is one of the newer ones in that city. And the city is San Benito, Texas. The dogs are playing. Hold on. Okay. Well, a friend of mine was visiting from out of town, and, of course, we want to check out the cemeteries. It's like one of the favorite things to do. So we go to the newer one, and it's round about dusk, and there's still daylight. We're driving through the roads, kind of just checking out the scene. And it's one of those cemeteries that everything's kind of like on a flat land, and all you really see is just tombstones and really nicely trimmed trees. It's meant to look presentable and to look nice and to look taken care of. So we're driving along, and we notice off to the left that there, and at this point it's already gotten darker. We notice off to the left, we see like this light emanating from the ground. And of course, both of us see two different things, but we're seeing this thing at the same time. And as I slow down and I come to park in these, cemetery roads, I get a closer look, and I'm more farsighted than nearsighted. So I start to get a closer look, and it looks like there's a hole in the ground, and there's 4 men standing by this hole in the ground. From that hole in the ground looks like a very bright lamp or a fire, because you can see it illuminating these people. And I saw 4 men standing on all the 4 corners of this hole that they were digging. I got a closer look, and it looks as though they were holding shovels. Granted, yes, it's dark, but this light is illuminating everything. So I get an even closer look, and it looks like 2 of them are wearing red plaid shirts with jeans, and the other 2 are wearing blue plaid shirts with jeans. So they're kind of just, there's this movement going on, but it looks kind of like they're digging, but I can't be for certain. And me and my friend are just looking like, what is going on over there? And I want to get out, and I want to go look. And he's like, no, they might have guns or something. You don't know who they are. And I was like, yeah, all right, fine. And so we're just kind of staring for, this is going on for maybe 2 minutes. And it's very, when it's something like that, it's a very long 2 minutes. So as I look over again, after talking to him, I look again, and it looks like they do this. And they all look up towards us at the same time. And the best that I can describe their facial features are like that of the Scream mask. Their eyes are wide, and the mouth has dropped open. All of them. And they all have this expression like, we've been seen, but we also see you. So, of course, we're both freaked out. So he's like, come on, let's go. And I was like, all right, let's get going. And so we go out, and then we go back the next day to have breakfast in the same city. And it's, morning time. And we're like, let's go see what was over there. Let's see if there's any remnants of whatever was going on over there. So, you know how cemeteries will have this kind of already pre-made pile of dirt, so that when new families come in, they just use that old dirt to fill the plot. So we go over there, and we're walking, we don't see anything. We don't see any kind of disturbance. We don't see any kind of indication that anybody was there. We do see an old, large pile of dirt off in the distance, and it is solid as a rock. Like, that dirt has not been disturbed in months. I'm talking like it is like solid. So you know that if somebody was digging and making a new hole in the ground, that dirt would have already been tossed around and loose. But that wasn't the case. We didn't see anything else in that area. We knew exactly where we were looking too, because it wasn't, first rodeo. We've been to that cemetery a bunch of times. So there had been reports of people, in that city, there's always reports of people screwing around in the cemetery. Like that's what the cemetery is known for, right? And especially the older one in that city, which I have a whole bunch of stories about that one. But in this case, nothing had been disturbed. So he came to the conclusion that it was like the beginning of a procession. And if y'all don't know what a procession is, it's basically kind of like a ghostly collecting of souls. Look it up. It's really interesting. So yeah, that's my story is. And also I want to mention when my friends came into town, like a couple of days prior, I noticed this thick fog was rolling in, unlike any other fog that I've seen down here. And I drive around a lot because, I was always on the road to take my son to school, and that's usually when the fog would roll in the morning, when all of the dew and everything was still on the grass and when the sun was just rising. I've never seen a fog like this. This was like werewolf fog, And so since then, I haven't seen anything like that. Nothing to that extent and nothing that in depth and nothing for that long. So I guess I'm just going to title this, The Procession, because that's the only thing that we could gather, other than maybe they were possibly workers of the cemetery. For all we know, they could have been, up to no good, and they covered their tracks really well. They could have been real people burying somebody in some unmarked grave, for all we know. So we can't tell for certain. But the only thing that was especially creepy was the look on their faces. They were unhuman. They looked so distorted that it could not have been human, like physical human. So yeah, just wanted to share that story. And maybe I'll post a couple more if I can think of some off the top of my head. But that's the main one that I wanted to share with you guys. Hope everybody's okay, and we'll see you in the next video.